Entire groups of people will begin to be delivered from the bondage and oppression that has kept them prostrate, and they will begin to stand before the Lord with great shouts of victory. This is a time of much confrontation, but we can be assured of victory when our confrontation with the enemy comes from a place of intimate communion and worship. This is a time when we must give Judah, our praise and worship, the freedom to experiment until we come into the sound that will bring victory into the earthly realm. We must distinguish the sound of Judah. The Lord also will roar from Zion. The heavens and earth will shake. The Lord will be a shelter for his people, and the strength of the children of Israel. Joel chapter 3, verse 16. God roars as he goes to battle. He will roar against his covenant enemies. His covenant people will also begin to roar and become a fearful, holy remnant to contend with in the earthly realm. He will be a shelter and a strength to those who respond to his sound and call on him. Worship this season will determine how the multitudes in the valley of decision begin to decide to follow God. There is an inherited roar within you. Let the Lord draw you near and develop that roar within you, so that this sound is brought forth at the appropriate time in your life. Sound creates movement. Heaven and earth are going through many great transitions. As God's people, we are the central theme of the transition. Transition means crossing over from one place or dimension to another. Transition is also a shift in sound, a musical modulation, or a passage leading from one section of a piece to another. Your conscience is like a window between soul and spirit. Make sure nothing is clouding your conscience in this season. Sound that leads you into movement and worship will cause your conscience to remain in alignment with God. Your conscience is one of the absolute authorities of your life. When your conscience is aligned and interacting with the Word of God, the window remains clean and open. The conscience is the lamp of the body. The conscience is the eye of our spirit that causes us to see into the heavenly realms. We say what we see. Open your mouth and release the decree that is in your heart. This is the season of confession and decree. What we say now determines our future. If we will cleanse our consciences, then the revelation that has not been able to influence our minds will find entrance. Let the shout of the Lord arise in you. Let your confidence in the Lord be heard. Though the enemy is roaming like a mighty lion, seeking whom he may destroy, there is a roar in you to be released at this time. This roar will defy the enemy. Go past that which seems invincible in your life. Get in the river of change that is flowing by your door, and let it take you to your next place. Get a shield of protection around you, and birth the new that the Lord has for you. Your latter end, future, will be greater than your beginning. There is a violent sound arising in the earth. This is the sound of God's people praising. As you praise violently, you are releasing the roar of the Lord that has been held captive in God's people. God's sound emanates from heaven and orders much of what goes on in the earthly realm. When he is ready to bring restoration to earth, he releases his sound. Judah goes first. Judah roars. The roar of God is within us. Judah means praise Yahweh. Do not resist the major shift that is recreating the way we worship and our corporate acknowledgement of God. Yahweh means the God of covenant. Our praise and worship are important to the Lord. Revelation chapter 5, verse 5 tells us that Jesus is the Lion of Judah. That lion is living in us. Satan only roams about like a roaring lion. Jesus is a roaring lion. We have to let that aspect